Hey guys, Video Sack here. And it's been a while since I've actually just been able to put a little bit more effort towards one of my videos like this, actually. And yeah, it's been maybe a bit too long since I've made a comments video like this as well. And the reason is because either I've been too tired or too busy, or it's one way or the other. But today I finally just decided to just get down, bring up some of the comments, take them down, etc., and just kind of go with it. So I'll just try to get started. So let's get on to the first comment here, or question. But yeah, with so many comments, left behind in the past, of course, I've been answering people's comments and questions in the past couple months. But like I said before, I've just been way too darn busy to make a comments video like this lately. It's just been really bad. And I remember at one point last month, I was actually at one point too tired to even answer people's comments and questions for almost 2 weeks. It was that bad. But at least it's getting kind of better. So the first comment's a question. What are your thoughts on small mini dolls? I want to buy a doll that is 90 centimeters to 26 centimeters, but I heard about that you could get in legal trouble for having a childlike dolls. The dolls that I'm interested in are childlike at all, like this 90 centimeter doll that has a flat chest and everything, but everything else is very woman-like, and other 90 centimeters have a bigger chest that are or should I say, what are your thoughts on this? I'm not sure on what childlike, and the jaws on this isn't very clear at all. 1 second, geez. My voice sometimes. And I said to them, if the doll is just short, it's okay. Height is nothing to do with age. Many people that are in their 30s are under 5 foot tall. And unless there's a doll that really looks like a child under 10 years old, they can legally market it plus. There's other ways to get away with making love sex dolls more young by making them into anime style, but even then, there's a limit. Conversation continues. Said, oh, okay, then I guess I'm okay then. The one I'm interested in is short, 110 centimeter, and has a flat chest, but the other than that, I can see any other potential problems with it. It has an animated face, and it definitely doesn't look 10 or under. So does it? So the way this guy spells sometimes. Does it lower body? So I guess I'm fine in that department. And I said, yes, it's okay. But as far as like childlike dolls, there's even plenty of 18-year-olds in our reality that actually look like they could even be even close to 10 years old. But with that being said, there's plenty of people out there that are 14 years old and they're 18, and sometimes they're 18 but they look like they're 14. There's just people like that out there. And so if a love doll just looks a bit underaged or just young, that's okay to get it kind of away with, I would say. And there's probably some guys out there that are kind of getting away with remarking their love dolls as 10 years old or something, and role playing them as that. And of course I don't necessarily agree to stuff like that, but it's just something that happens. What can I say? But if your doll just looks young, that's okay. And this person states, I would probably get a real doll if if I didn't have to wait like 8 months. And I said, yes, it's a long time. I understand if you don't want to wait that long. So one person says, this is insane. Are all vendors like this or just Real Doll? And I said, most of them don't have a waiting time like Real Doll does. Many can bring you one within a month or two. That's at least a lot of Love Doll vendors. This person asked me, what is my name on a doll forum? And I said, I am not part of any doll forum anymore. I did that once, and I just don't really care to go back to it, to be frank. I got to that point where I don't really always have to talk about love dolls and stuff like that anymore, but, I will occasionally talk about it, But, those are the reasons, and, I've already made videos about that, so moving on from that. Why is there a need for complaints when there's so many companies selling love dolls today? Just choose what you like. And I said back to him, because they want a real doll, but they can't afford it. So they tried to criticize them in an effort to bring down their worth, but it isn't going to happen. Their prices have taken a long time to come down with the kind of materials and tech that they have to give. And this person said this on my How to Keep Your Love Doll Secret. He said, nah, if people go to my room, she's going to be right there. I'm a dresser all up, and people are going to want one. And I said, I hope so, because many around where I live out here, like many people around here, just need to grow up, and they just don't know how to react to stuff like that when they see something like that. They're really immature and isolated. And this was a case where a person laid down like a book-like comment. I mean, it took me like almost 20 minutes to read his comments. And I just said to him, well, thanks for your comment, but I wouldn't put too much information at once. And, people can get lost in your description. This is why I started doing videos based on one thing at a time. And, first starting out, when I was making these videos, and I kind of wasn't sure what to do with, making love doll videos, I made, of course, the video on, how to care for, TPE and silicone love dolls. But as I was making the video, I was realized, hey, I'm just trying to do like 2 to 3 different videos at once when I was making that video. And so I was kind of here and there when I was making this video. And it was almost even confusing myself, to be honest, as to where I was at and where I was going with the video. And so soon after that, of course, I started making videos that were just based on 1 to 2, maybe at best, topics at best, to, make it less confusing and more understandable to people as to what the hell I'm talking about, and even to myself. But moving on from that. And then this guy just says back to me, I'm pretty sure people can follow a 10-inch description. And I just said to him, I meet plenty of people on here that can't read that much, or they are not willing to read that much. People can be very lazy when it comes to reading. And this isn't just a small portion of people. This is actually a lot of people that can be lazy to reading. And like I said, his comment was like, it was like this fucking long. It was like a book-like comment. But moving on from that. And this guy was just like, you're a brave man for being a proud sponsor of Real Doll. And I said, I don't sponsor them. I just hear a lot of people saying things about them that aren't really true. Most of the people that have an opinion of their products probably haven't even seen one in person. And I said after that, I don't even use my channel as a real company. Real Doll would have to sponsor me, actually. And then he, of course, said, I wasn't really saying it literal when he said that. And then he said, I don't know a lot about Real Doll, but a lot of people seem to talk about them in not such a nice way. And I said back to him, yeah, they don't, but I figured you were, and also I figured you're just kind of screwing with me. But, when you say something like that, I also kind of have to make sure that you also aren't joking. And, people also, when they read that, also aren't getting the wrong idea when you say something like that. You know, I can kind of tell when people are joking, but sometimes I'm not really sure, because you can't really see people's expressions when they are typing. You can't hear their voice when they are typing. It's kind of harder to tell when somebody's joking around with you over the internet when it's just typing, so to speak. So sometimes I can tell and sometimes I'm not really sure. But moving on from that. And then this person said to me, what we need is a type of halter to put on the doll and then carry her with easy lifting because of the halter. And I had to think about his comment for a moment because I'm like, fuck, what's a halter? And then I was like, oh, wait, yeah. And I said, I actually know what you're talking about, but the only halters I've seen are on horses. And I'm not sure how much it would help with the weight with your arms having to be in front of us just to carry them. The doll with it in front of us like that. The, in front of us just to carry them, and you have to watch for their heads and feet, etc., or they might bump into something and get a tear. But it might work if done by a machine crane. Like if there isn't too much around you and you use something like a halter to carry a love doll, there isn't any corners around, or you aren't in a house, you're in a factory area where there's a lot of room. Maybe something like a halter could probably actually help in that case, but with it just being, you in your house, you have all these corners you have to walk around and everything. I'm not sure how many areas of the house a halter would help. Maybe in the basements, where there's more room, but otherwise, I'm not really sure. But moving on from that, this person says, "I know this is an old video. I let your playlist go as I do other stuff, but on this topic, I see many times that some really unique, well-made game series top selling getting made because a lot of here. Let me reread that more. I see many times that some really unique, well-made game series stop getting made because a lot of whiny, angry man babies dogpile on it for no reason other than it's just another FPS or medieval themed MMO RPG. Yes, it is sad because they do put a lot of work and money into these games only to get shot down by people who the game genre probably wasn't even aimed at, or by nitpicky people who can't appreciate the game as a whole." And I said to him, yes, many gamers have become too spoiled, and sometimes they'll try to get money for free stuff for them when it's not legally obligated to them. Sometimes crashing the business or employees quitting because they've had enough. That almost was the case with the people that made Cyberpunk 2077. Even when the game is fixed now, I still hear people giving them crap for its release dates and what happened at that time. I saw that at one point, of course, there are lots of people giving the usual death threats and everything to the producers and the people that make the video game when that game came out. And of course, people were quitting, and the executives and everything had to make videos and apologies to say, hey, if you have a complaint, bitch at us, don't complain to our employees and everything, because they're trying to protect their employees from people getting death threats and everything at the time. And I understood the fact that the game wasn't really finished when it came out, but the way that the people were treating these people at the time was, in my opinion, just unacceptable. To be treating people like this just because the game was unfinished. And then even when they gave you your money back, that's just, in my opinion, not right. But moving on from that, I need a drink. I'm glad I got my love doll. I'm tired of meeting women on Tinder and then just ghosting me after we have had sex. It really sucks. But knowing that this love doll is never going to ghost me, unlike those women on Tinder, makes it so worth the expensive price points. And I said back to him, well, I wouldn't be looking for long-term relationships on, Tinder or meeting places like it. That's what people go there for, is just, to meet up, do something naughty, have sex maybe. But I do know what it's like to be used. It's never really fun to meet somebody that you like only to be used, for sex. I know exactly what that's like. They just treat people like candy, and it's just, really sad sometimes. But moving on. So, this person states, "What if, what if I don't bust inside the doll? Like I pull out, do I still have to clean it?" And I said, "Yeah." I just simply said yes. But just your guys' questions sometimes just crack me up. But yeah, because just any part of your body is dirty, and especially even if you lube it up and everything, you don't quote unquote bust inside of it. You still have to clean it, and you have to clean the area that you penetrated, etc. At the very least, you have to clean that because that still contracts dirt into that area, even if you didn't bust inside of it. I swear. But moving on. I agree. But yeah, this is on my video on before you buy a cheap love doll. This guy says, I agree, and I also appreciate honesty and integrity above all else. I'd rather get a Kimber doll for $500 than some sexier doll for the same price branded as something that she probably isn't. I mean, they rip pictures from sites all the time on knockoff love doll sites. They just rip them all the damn time. And then you see the picture, it's like, oh, this is what we're selling for $500, but then you get it, and it kind of doesn't look like the doll in the picture, and sometimes it's not even the actual doll or nothing. It doesn't look anything like it. They gave you something completely different, etc. I've seen that happen actually quite a bit. It's happened to so many damn people that have absolutely no knowledge of, shopping for a love doll. It happens so much, and it really is sad. And I said, yeah, I agree. This person said, you should do a durability test with a doll you don't use anymore. That would be fun to watch, just throwing it around and see what breaks. And yeah, I'm just imagining just throwing one of these love dolls around. I mean, I'm just imagining what that looks like. I mean, it just, wow. I said, well, if you throw it around, it will break, lots of laughs. But something more interesting would be if it was a video on reactions to certain substances and chemicals, which I kind of did, but not with, unknown reactions. But, that was a little while ago. Moving on from that. And this one lady said, by the way, nothing wrong with being gay, of course, after laying down a different comment earlier. But I've skipped that comment, of course. And I just said back to her, well, of course not. As I've grown up since the 90s, it's crazy to see how many people still say things like that. To say things like that's gay, And they really do need to grow up. I've known many gay, bi-pan people and have never had a bad experience with them. That stands out, that at least from other people that I've known throughout my life. I've known, let's see. There's maybe some that hit on me or said I was cute, but that's it. Nothing has really happened much. I thought it was funny. She, this lady on the video I was remarking about before, she remarked it as gay because it isn't even that it isn't even that. But understand what she is trying to say in her video. Many men met with someone being too demanding, feel a sense of not being needed and cared for, but in reality, there's more than one reason why people don't marry anymore, and not just men, and is a big topic that can't just be in just one 5-minute video. It people not getting married anymore, it's just a very big topic. And there's probably even some reasons why I don't think a lot of people even know about. Like Kimber dolls, I mean, I have one more comment to answer, but it's just a cheap love doll site, but at the very least, it's a love doll site that shows you the quality of their love dolls. It in as far as the quality goes, it's, I would say, at least an acceptable quality, and they're at least showing you the pictures of what the doll looks like and everything, and unedited pics, which is what a lot of these other places need to start doing. In my opinion, I am getting really tired of going to these sites, and sometimes they'll even look nice, like a legit site, but then you start looking at the details, like, oh, there's no like care doll area or nothing. They don't sell any other products besides the love doll. They don't sell any wigs, nothing. They don't have they don't have an area that talks about how to care for your love doll to make it last longer, to get the most out of your money, etc. Because in reality, all that these companies care about is having you break down your love doll and having you buy another from them. That's all these love doll companies care about. They don't care about you and how much you're spending on their love dolls. They just want you to keep on buying from them, is why they do it like that. They don't care. But moving on from that, in a nutshell, that's what I think about Kimber Doll. I think it's just a cheaper love doll site that sells acceptably, made love dolls, and that's it. But moving on to this last comment here. Jeez, my voice. Just keeps on fucking going away, man. And this person states, Facebook groups for doll owners is nothing positive. Or nothing but positive. Sorry about that. Everyone seems to be thrilled about owning a love doll and speaking about how it improves their life. Really, no negativity there. Also, doll form seems okay. Didn't see complaints there either. And I'll talk a bit more on this comment. But I say back to him, I can believe it has at least gone better. However, even to this day, I still see people chatting about their ex, etc. on my channel. Well, I can empathize with some of them. Some I think just need to move on. And he was also talking about things like, oh, how it's improved my life. Nothing negative here. Well, I mean, in order for people to talk about how things about improving their life, they also are talking about the negative. In which case, I stated yes. I mean, they're probably also still talking about their exes. Like, oh, look at me. My life has improved so much because of my love doll, and fuck my ex and exes. And that's what he is saying, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. I actually love these products and everything. And, I do hope that if there is at least some kind of issue going on in your life, that these love dolls do actually help in some way. But a love doll can only help. It's not really something that just gets rid of, your issues and everything. And your personal issues or your just other issues that you can't control in your life. And I know somebody's probably going to say some negative comments about that, but I just really don't care. at this point, at this point, I pretty much have been just deleting comments and just, I mean, some of them I've kind of laughed at, but but it takes more than just having a love doll to get over issues like that, in my opinion. Although it is something that can maybe help, there are other things that you need to probably do in order to, move on from, your past issues and things that that sometimes probably aren't even relevant anymore. But, I understand that sometimes it could take a while. It could take years to get over things. But with that being said, I will just end this video. And don't worry, I don't think you guys are just a bunch of whiners, of course, but there are just some people in particular. I just, I don't think they're very sound. Hello there. Well, you could, just do more in the comments here if you want. But yeah, I'll end this video here and I'll see you guys later. Bye.